everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy Pixel Remastered. Today we are heading west towards the Marsh Cave, so let's do that. Previous episodes we honestly did a lot of bestiary hunting, but now we are fully prepared for the path ahead. First things first though, I do have to go west towards the Marsh Cave. There is a bit of story. If you go to Elfheim Castle, they'll be saying, oh, you need to talk to the guy in Western Keep to free the prince from this curse. And then the guy in Western Keep says, you need to go towards the Marsh Cave. So we're going to go towards the Marsh Cave to get something for the king in the Western Keep. And then he will help us. I'm skipping that because I know what to do, but that's what we're doing. The good news is that on the way to Western Keep and the Marsh Cave, there are no new enemies. We have got all the enemies that we need. That's the good news. The bad news, however, is that this is the only time in the game where I have to be very careful with my magic usage. There's no in. The tents will only cure 2 spell charges each. So I just need to be not super conservative, but be mindful of what I'm doing. So for the time being, they are just going to be attacking, but very shortly they will be on burning, setting things, freezing things, you know, duty, let's say. I've completely butchered that sentence, don't worry about it. Okay, the Marsh Cave. Now, we started the Marsh Cave and we can go 2 places, either up or down, but I actually want to run around because there are 4 new enemies in B1. And shockingly, these aren't any of them. I will be right back. Okay, here's the first one. Grey Ooze, weak to thunder. Unlike its sibling that we will come into very shortly. Its defense is not that high, so we can physically attack it. It's quite easy to take down, but it does hit very hard. So just be mindful of that. And here's another one, Shadow, weak to fire and deer. If you have the white mage or red mage, you have options available to you. We don't, however, because we are running the black mage party. There we go. Okay. Oh, just be mindful. Shadows can blind. It's pretty rare, but they can do it. Oh, we are getting lucky. Crawler, the one in the top right. Can paralyze, but apart from that, no real weaknesses. It's basically a Gigas Worm, but hits slightly harder. Yeah, there's the paralysis. Oh, look, it does go down in 1 hit still, which is good news. And skeletons we have previously run into. All right, this is going very well. There's actually only 1 more enemy to find, and it's not that uncommon. Maybe we can get it here. Nope. Okay, be right back. Here we go, Green Slime. Weak to blizzard and fire, but as I previously mentioned, super high defense and can poison. Let me demonstrate. So I'm actually going to go for blizzard, single target blizzards here. Just trying to save as much MP as I can. As you can see, the warrior and the monk are doing 1 damage for each hit they're getting off. But if you crits ignore defense or ignore a large portion of defense and you'll probably one-shot them. All right, that's all of the enemies here. Let's go north first. Once I get rid of these skeletons, god damn it. The encounter rate here is quite high. The upside is that the enemies on B1 are pretty weak. So that's the upside. The downside is that you could get the opposite, which I've just got here, and get some really strong enemies. The werewolves are not uncommon in the Marsh Cave and still can poison. So make sure you've got plenty of antidotes. Otherwise, you'll be having a super bad time. All right. Marsh Cave B2 North. This is a dead end. However, there are treasures that I want to get here, starting with the northeast room, which gives me a dagger for a job that I'm not using. Fantastic. Good start. New enemy? No, not quite. But we still don't really want werewolves in our future, so they can go bye-bye. Thank you very much. Thank you, monk. Yeah, it's a good job I got those levels, because if I didn't, I'd be in a whole world of trouble. That's also not an enemy. But again, single target is king, really, simply because, again, as I mentioned, don't really have access to good magic charge recovery. I did buy a lot of ethers, not nearly enough for what we want to do later in the game. But however, we just want to be mindful. But here's the first new enemy, Gargoyle. Nothing special about them, other than they hit very hard, so we want to be aware of that. See, the 72 damage. And remember, it's not easy to revive. It's not easy at all. Legendary Warrior for defeating 500 monsters. The first gold trophy of the run. Fantastic. Okay, let's heal up here. Like, the quote-unquote problem is that if you do have an ally die, you're probably better off either resetting or going all the way back to Elfheim and reviving. Like, you can't afford for them to not gain levels. Anyway, here we've got a potion and 1,120 gil. You want to check that you've got 4 chests. The way of doing that is by pressing square and then triangle to switch maps. Sorry, 3 chests. The 4th one is in the northwest corner. Go away, wolves. Very much on pest control right now. Are wolves pests? I don't think so. Maybe they are. Definitely not dogs. Same family though. Okay, there we go. Hit level 15, excellent. The bad news is, of course, that the poison is real. Okay, yeah. Got a bit ahead of myself in the script. Still haven't found the other new enemy. There's just one. Thunder on you. Fire. Have I got that right? Yeah. I do. Hopefully I'll find the second new enemy by the time I leave here. If not, there'll be a bit of running around to do. Excellent. Okay. This is the chest. 1,180 gil. So yeah, as I said, square, triangle, make sure you have 4 chests. I'm going to head back to the stairs and be on the lookout for this mysterious enemy that I know all about. All right, here we go. Finally, Blood Bones, a slightly stronger version of the skeleton, weak to fire. Nothing really to say. I'm going to trust that my Black Mage 1 is going to deal the vast majority of the needed damage. Oh, not quite. Yeah, okay. Maybe I'm slightly not as powerful as I'd like to be, but that's okay. Excellente. That is every single monster in the Marsh Cave done, apart from chest monsters, but we'll get to that very shortly. What I'm going to do is I am going to go back to the outside, tent up, and then move down towards B2 South. If you want to use 2 tents so that you actually have all your MP restored, you can do so. I will only be using 1 because I've been quite good with my magic charges. As you can see, it's very tempting. It's very tempting to use 2 tents. I'm just going to use 1. There we go. Save if you want, and then we're going to head south. Luckily, there's quick saving and auto saving every time you enter a new area, so it's not the end of the world. Oh, I could just attack everything. Yeah, zombies are paper. Nothing about them at this point. Okay, B2 South would be where we are next if the one tarantula didn't get in my way. There we go. Okay, down. Perfect. There are 3 chests. Let's start all the way on the left. Gargoyles. Gosh darn it. Go away. They haven't got that much HP. The only thing to watch out for is their very strong physical attacks. I only came in with like 20 potions. I'm already down to 6. So if you're not feeling that confident, then maybe go back and buy more potions. By the way, if you're in a separate room in a dungeon like I am right now, you can press square to bring up the map, the big map, and you can see the insides of every other big room on the floor. It's kind of busted. I like it. I'm not sure that's intended, but I like it all the same. This chest is a potion and encounter with a bunch of spiders. Come on, there we go. We'll head to the right. As I said earlier, the encounter rate's kind of nuts. Brawler, yeah. Actually, let's go with blizzards. I need spell charge 3 spell charges for level 3. God, sentences are hard today. Sentences are hard always. Anyway, there's a broadsword in here, which the warrior already has, so we're not going to worry about it. And then all the way here. Gosh darn it, 2 more gargoyles. Ooh, this is going to be a waste of a Blizzara charge. Oh well. I should have been a bit more sensible with that. Let's not go on autopilot. And there's a potion. Okay, make sure you have 7 of 18 chests. And then we move on to the bottom right hand corner. This is a very good Blizzara fight. There we go. Yeah, auto battle is really useful. Just make sure you've got the correct commands in, because otherwise it's going to go badly. Okay, Marsh Cave B3. You'll notice that there are 15 rooms in a 4x4 sequence. 16, sorry, I stand corrected. So, what we do is that we number them. 1 in the top left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on all the way down to 16 there in the bottom right, as you can see. So, I'm going to refer to the rooms by numbers and explain what's in each room. In 1. Once I get this out the way. More slimes. Remember, don't flee from a single encounter. Like, the gil and the experience does add up. In 1, we've got a Phoenix down. And then we actually head down to floor 5. Scorpions. This is actually a trap encounter in the sense that this can game over you. If you are underleveled and you haven't been doing the bestiary hunting I've been doing, that can game over you. Kind of devastating. Need to be careful with the poison. Anyway, room 5 has 1 treasure chest. Okay, this is ridiculous now. Make sure, though, you have at least 1 level 3 spell charge on both black mages. That's very important. Copper armlet. Incredible. Now, if I go to the monk and I go to body, he can equip the copper armlet. However, because of the way defense works on monks and it's hyperscaling with stamina, it actually decreases his defense. So, we give it to Black Mage 1 instead. It's that simple. Okay. And then in room 6. Gosh darn it. I am just going to attack my way through this. Ooh, that's not good. By the way, something that I didn't mention about Paralyze, it reduces your evasion to 0, which means everything's going to hit it. Which is annoying. Yeah, Bloodbone's just massive HP sponge. Okay, Cottage, which is like a tent, except it restores all MP. The problem is that cottages cost 2,000 gil. They are ridiculously expensive, and you can only use them in the overworld, and at that point, you're probably better off going to an inn or using multiple tents. They're convenient, but not so much, if you catch my drift. Okay, next we are going to go up to floor 4. Floor 4? Room 4. Talking is hard. Room 4, like so. Come on, 6 werewolves? Are you serious? How am I doing? Okay, I've got some Blizzaras left over. And remember, if you do run out of spell charges, it is still perfectly acceptable to start using ethers. We'll try and use them sparingly to start, but as we get later on, we'll become a lot more liberal in using them. That's an excellent level up for the warrior. Everything but intellect, and warriors don't use intellect. Good for monk as well. Strength's really the most important one. Oh yeah, shoot. Yeah, don't do that. Okay. No one's dying anytime soon. Chest contains 1,000 gil. Excellent, thank you. And then we go all the way down to room 12. 3 gargoyles. Oh, yeah, maybe I should be potioning Black Mage 1. That might be a good thing to start doing. It's this one, right? Yes. What are you guys weak to again? Thunder. Yeah, I've got charges left. There we go. 28 intellect on the Black Mage. Yeah, we really want intellect. Now, funny thing is though, in the original game, intellect wasn't bugged, but there was a massive game design oversight. The elemental spells, fire, blizzard, and thunder, and I think deer as well, and flare. Basically, every damaging spell had a damage range instead of scaling with intellect. So it turned out that intellect was a near useless stat. Massive game design oversight. That has obviously since been fixed. But yeah, something worth remembering. If you're playing the OG on the NES, and I think PS1, the Origins one is also has that problem. So yeah, just be aware. Anyway, we're in room 11. We've got a lot of gil. Make sure you have 14 chests at this point, because we are about to open the 15th one in room 10. You are fire, right? How are we doing? I'm blizzard. Okay, you can defend here. Excellent. Cool. Okay. Here's the chest. Now, in most other versions of this game, when you step on that tile, you get into an encounter. However, they have, thank the Lord, fixed that, and now this encounter only happens when you open the chest. I am going to heal, but I am very low on potions. Okay. Let's go. Yeah, that's actually quick save. This shouldn't go wrong, could go wrong. 4 Pisco Demons. Usually, in other versions, it's between 2 and 4. In the Pixel Remaster, it's fixed at 4. Now, they hit very hard. They're resistant to fire and ice, but they're not resistant to thunder. And that's what we're going to go for. Thundara is a key spell. Please don't kill Black Mage 1. If the Pisco Demons kill any of your characters, it is acceptable to just, you know, press pause, return to title screen, load your quick save. That is perfectly acceptable. However, we have one. So there we go. And we receive the crown. Yes. Let's go. Okay, now the real challenge at this point is getting out. So, there is no teleport. Unfortunately. Not the one we have access to anyway. We're going to get in and get out. So I will see you back outside the Marsh Cave. Okay, I'm out. I've tented. And I am on my way north to the Western Keep. Remember, as I said earlier, there's a guy there that wants us to pick up that crown that we just picked up by dealing with some Dungeons and Dragons monsters. So we're just going to head north again, trying not to use all our spell charges. There we go. I am out of potions and rapidly running out of antidotes as well. That might be a problem. Okay, round there we go. Round here as well. Oh, Jesus. No one that can poison me. That's the good news. Yeah, I'll use a multi-target. Come on. One hit all of them. Excellent. Perfect. Okay. Here we go. Western Keep. No enemies in here. That's the good news. The bad news, though, is that when I go to give the crown to this guy... Wahaha! You fools fell right into my trap. I am Astos, King of the Dark Elves. That would involve me showing you the plot. Don't worry about it. But yes, turns out that the King of the Elves is the King of the Dark Elves, and therefore the bad guy. With the combined power of the crown you now hold and the crystal eye I already possess, I will become the true Elf King. So, it is useless to resist me. I can take what is mine by sheer force. Here we go. Astos. And boss music. Yeah. Love this guy. Quite easy. 420 HP. The problem is that he has 9 different attacks, each with an equal chance of being cast. The one we really don't want to see is death, because we have no way of preventing that. Other than that, though, I want to use my strongest attacks and my strongest spells. So Black Mages will be doing Blizzara, and everyone else will be attacking. 420. So that's a disaster. I think that's it, everyone. Yep. So sleep doesn't work the way it did in the Final Fantasies that you might be familiar with. Just because you get attacked doesn't guarantee that you'll wake up. So luckily, though, there is a chance that you wake up every turn. So we've got that going for us, which is nice. So despite that little interruption, we do win out in the end. But yeah, full list: attack, sleep, dark, which blinds, slow, fire, thundara, haste, slower, and death. Those are the 9 attacks. And for defeating Astos, we get the Crystal Eye. What on earth do we do with this, I hear you say? Well, similar to A Legend of Zelda, we have started a good old item trading quest. We need to give this eye to a witch, who we haven't spoken about yet. She is north of Cornelia. But before I do that, I want to head all the way to Elfheim. So we'll go down and to the right, and I will see you there. Okay, I am back at Elfheim. The first thing I want to do is go to the inn. Once I've done that, I want to buy some items I need to restock. But I don't want to use all my gil, because I need to save some for some more black magic spells that I previously mentioned in the previous episode. How many times can I say previous? I want to save 5,000 gil. So let's talk about our priorities. I for sure want more antidotes. I also want 5 gold needles. We're going to do something very special with that shortly. Once that's done, I'll grab a couple more tents. And then I want to start buying high potions and ethers. As we go through the game, I'll be looking to constantly have a stock of 99 of each. But I'll probably do, let's see, 20 high potions and 20 ethers. Yeah, that would do. And then I could get Phoenix Downs. In fact, I will. I just need to be a bit careful. I'll buy 4 more. Is that everything? Yes, that is everything. I've got enough tents for what I want to do. But honestly, I'll be using inns a lot more moving forward. Okay, and then to the level 4 magic shop where we buy haste for everyone. Now, in Final Fantasy games that you may be familiar with, 7, 8, 9, haste would like speed up your ATB bar, right? So how do you do that in Final Fantasy 1 where there is no ATB bar? Well, it doubles the amount of hits that your physical attacks do, and that's very important. Very important. It doesn't stack, but it will be helping us out a lot later. Okay, that's everything I wanted to do in Elfheim. So now I'm going to head up to the ship. Once I kill these guys anyway. And we're going to head back to Cornelia. Except we're not going to. We're going to get interrupted by Sahagins. Yeah, so we get to Cornelia Port, but we're actually going to go round to the right. And up and under the bridge. Yes, you can in fact go under this bridge. When I first played this game, I didn't know that. Which was super embarrassing. But anyway, as I said, we want to get off here. We want to head north to Matoya's Cave. Chances are, if you've played Final Fantasy XIV, you know who Matoya is. Well, she originates from this game. So it's here. There's no new enemies. Great news. There is, however, before I hand over the Crystal Eye, a cutscene. Thump. Ouch. My eye, my kingdom for an eye. Well, not quite. Thump. Ouch. I can't see a blasted thing without my crystal eye. Yes, she is blind. Bad news. Who could have stolen it from me? Well, it was Astos. Don't worry about it. Here it is. Oh, what's this? My crystal eye? Give it here. Don't worry, it has something to give you in exchange. Take this potion. It's the most amazing potion in my entire collection. You obtained Jolt Tonic. Hooray. There we go. Ah, I can see again. Now, the brooms in here also say cool things, but if you're playing along, I'll let you discover what they are. But there are 3 chests here. Make sure you pick them up. Make sure you have all 3 chests. And then we just head out. See, that was easy. Okay, with that done, I now need to head all the way back to Elfheim. So I'll see you there. Alright, here we go. And we want to go to Elfheim Castle. And the only way you can get in is going through the middle and up. If you try and come from the north, doesn't work. We haven't been here yet. But by talking to the King of the Lynx, well, actually, Prince, but he's asleep, we can move on with the plot. This Jolt Tonic may be just what we need to break the curse and awaken the Prince. Maybe. I will try it at once. Your Highness? Your Highness? I was having a terrible nightmare. Am I still dreaming? You sure are. You're the legendary warriors. Something tells me I'm not dreaming. I shall heed the legend as it was told to me and my forefathers. The time for me to pass on the mystic key to its rightful owners has come at last. You obtained the mystic key. Yep, so we've gone from crown to boss fight to crystal eye to Jolt Tonic to mystic key. The mystic key unlocks a bunch of rooms which has chests in them. So let's do those, starting with the Elven Castle itself. If I go down here and sneak my way round without going too far, I can get to this in the top right hand corner. Mithril Hammer, 800 gil, 700 gil, and the bronze gloves. And I get Rookie Treasure Hunter for getting 10% of all the treasure chests. On top of that, bronze gloves, nice little defensive boost for my warrior. Okay, make sure you have all 4 chests. Get out. Next stop is Western Keep, where we fought Astos. I will see you there. Here we are back at the Western Keep, and instead of going into the big room in the middle, we actually want to go around it like so. All the way here. Bang. Excellent. It's this room that I'm interested in, and it has 3 chests. Make sure you have plenty of level 3 spell charges before engaging with any of the chests, because all of them have monsters in, starting with this one with 5 mummies. Weak to fire, weak to deer because they are technically undead, have this really annoying tendency to paralyze. It's a running theme with undead monsters in this game. In fact, sleep. Even worse. But, as I said, weak to fire. No problem. Bang. And the chest contains a power staff, which is great for black mages because it increases their attack. But the staves in this game do not increase intelligence. None of them do. So, really, all it is a good attack boost, which is fine, I guess. I'll do it. Really, if you're short on guild, you'd be selling it, but that's not going to be a problem in our playthrough. We're going to open this chest. It's also going to have monsters in. 6 wraiths. Weak to fire, weak to deer, can paralyze. And they're fast. So there you go. There's the paralysis. But once again, Fire saves the day. Level up. Luck increases. Fantastic. And we get the falchion. A nice little upgrade. Just kidding. It's exactly the same as the broadsword. Don't worry about it. Okay, and then here we've also got monsters. Fire for the mummies. Sleep again. Oh, I ran out of fire charges for Black Mage 2. Interesting. Let's not worry about that. Job done. Okay, I even tented outside to make sure that I had enough charges. But anyway, steel gloves, a good upgrade for the warrior. Don't worry about the decreasing evasion. The defense is good. Okay, next up, I want to go directly south to the Marsh Cave once more. And a bit more specifically than that, I would like to go to the 3rd floor. Basement 3. I'll see you there. All right, here I am at basement level 3. And we're going to rooms 13, 14, and 16. Yes, you'll have noticed that I skipped those previously. And that's simply because they would have been locked by the Mystic Key. Locked by the Mystic Key? Locked by Mystic Lock, which the Mystic Key unlocks. Don't worry about it. So the first one is to the bottom left, room 13. Once I deal with these wargwolves and werewolves. There we go. I tented outside, by the way, just to make sure that I didn't die or didn't run out of spell charges. Super important. Because we do have more enemies to take down. Alright, there we go. So, I'm using Blizzaras because I want to save some level 3 spell charges, particularly on Black Mage 1. So, if you talk to this guy, you get into an encounter. Don't worry about it. We're just going to open this. Monsters! 6 anacondas! They're like cobras, but faster and can poison and hit harder and have more HP. But apart from that, they're fine. They're not that scary. So yeah, Fire and yeah, we'll get Blizzara off here. Excellent. Boom. Hexakill. Another level up. Oh, another fantastic level up for the warrior. And monk exists. Not the best, but we're okay with that. And we get the silver armlet. Now, I mentioned previously that the copper armlet was not good for the monk because stamina outscaled. But here, it begins to appear that silver armlets are going to do a lot of work. What I didn't mention though is weight. The more weight you have, the more it taxes your agility, so the slower you are in turn order, and the less hits the monk will get in as well. That's a big no-no. I believe the penalty starts at 4 weight, so we need to keep an eye on that. Plus 1 weight is perfectly fine. So we're going to equip the silver armlet on the monk. He needs all the defense because he is currently in the 2nd position, which, if you remember from the 1st episode, will get 25% of the single target damage or single target attacks. Okay, let's move on to the room to the right. Once I deal with these grey oozes, Thundara. Oh yeah, you can just attack actually. The Thundara should be enough, he says. There we go. Although I could have saved the charge, but whatever. 29 intellect. I think both Black Mages now have 29 intellect. That's really good. Yeah, we have enough. Okay. Another chest, another monster. It's the Pisco Demons again. Remember these guys? They are a lot more manageable now because we are slightly higher level. And Silver Armlet's doing work. Critical hits though. Oh, bypasses a lot of that defense. Good though. Good, clean victory. And we get an antidote. But we have to get every every chest in the game for a trophy, so don't worry about it. Potion here. Might as well use the potions that we've been picking up in chests. That should be good enough. Yeah, we're okay for now. If not, I'll use an ether or two. It doesn't really matter. Room 15 doesn't have anything in it, so we're going to instead go straight to room 16. Once I deal with this. Black Mage 1 has the power staff, so it might be able to one-shot the Black Widow. It does. Nice. Good stuff. Okay. It's... yeah, the last one. There we go. Had to think about that for a second. Ooh, scorpions. No whammies. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. But yeah, we're beginning to get fast enough that the hard-hitting, slow enemies are less problematic, which is good for us. Okay, here we go. Monsters! 4 more Pisca Demons, and we get preemptive this time. That's huge. Thundara and Thundara. Yeah, so remember... ooh, Thundara didn't kill all of them. Interesting. Preemptive Strike means that we get a turn in before they do. It's a free round, basically. Ambush means they get a free round before we get to input commands. Ambushes, if you are under-leveled, can be absolutely deadly, but it's not the end of the world. I believe it depends on level and maybe agility, but mostly level is my experience. That changes later on, obviously, in other games, but that's what it is for now. Okay, so make sure you have 18 chests in the Marsh Cave and 3 in the Western Keep. Our next order of business is to go all the way back to our ship and head to the Chaos Shrine. Yes, I know, unbelievable, but here we are. I'll see you there. Okay, here we are. There were some chests to the west that we got earlier. Now there's some chests to the east, starting with some in the southeast corner. So let me just kill this gosh darn Gigasworm. One in the southeast corner. It's got the Rune Blade, the first of many swords for the warrior that's really effective against other enemies. In this case, spellcasters. If it's got mage in its name, chances are it's a spellcaster and will deal, I think, 1.5 times damage. It's really good. So bear that in mind. And then we were going to go north, but then these wolves, these gosh darn wolves got in the way. Anyway, the other chests we can get here are to the north, more wolves. As I was saying, to the north, 2 more. Werebuster, which is... oh, there we go. Again, really effective against beasts. Excellent. Same attack power as Runeblade, interestingly enough. There you go. And the Gold Needle, which cures petrification. And yes, it is just as bad as it is in other Final Fantasies. If all your members are either KO'd or petrified, it is a game over. But it is also incredibly useful. Why? Well, you'll find out very soon. But in the meantime, that's all I can get here for now. Make sure you have 6 out of the 13 available chests. There's one more thing we have to do before we can get the rest of those. And I will see you in Cornelia. Alright, we're back in Cornelia, but more specifically, I want to go to Cornelia Castle. And similar to the Elven Castle, I want to go round to the right and up. And head to the northeast corner, the top right once more. There are 6 chests here. Cottage, Saber, and the Mithril Knife, and Iron Armor. Really good stuff for the warrior we're getting. The tent, and the Nitro Powder. We have effectively exchanged the Mystic Key for a bunch of items and the Nitro Powder. Make sure you have 6 chests, and then we're going to get out of here and actually go somewhere brand new. I know, shocking. Another brand new location. Okay, so we're going to go down and around and up to the left. No whammies. Oh, never mind. Here we go. Again, no new enemies to speak of. We're going to go then down and to the left. All right, Here we go. Probably one more encounter. Oh, no. Jinxed it. Reverse jinx. It does work. Fantastic. Okay. We are in Mount Durgar. There are a ton of chests here, starting in the top right-hand corner. Some more gil, where we get another trophy for obtaining 50,000 gil total. Good job, me. And we're a quarter of the way there in terms of the trophy progress. And then 450 gil as well. Okay, and then the rest of them, we want to go down here. And before talking to the guy we need to talk to, I'd like to go into this room and grab even more chests. Tent, great helm, again, great stuff for the warrior. Worm killer, like rune blade, except it deals 1.5 times damage against dragons. Ether, potion, mithril mail, 575 gil. Cottage, brilliant. Okay. That's all the chests here, 10 out of 10. There is one other item we can pick up here, but that's going to happen a lot later on. Okay, let's talk to this guy. Nitro powder. The explosive force in this powder will... I'm not doing a Scottish accent. Will have my canal open in no time flat. I owe you, bairns. Yeah, I couldn't help myself with that last word. Don't worry about it. It's not important. There we go. Now, we can blast this rock to smithereens. Still not doing it. What are you standing around for? That powder's set to blow. Unless you plan on going with it, you'd best get out while you still can. There's just something problematic about an English guy doing a Scottish accent. Slash, I don't want to embarrass myself. Leave me alone. Stop bullying me. Okay. And with that, we cause a mini earthquake and open up the rest of the world. Well, sort of. But we can explore the rest of the Seven Seas. No new enemies though, which is surprising, and the only game in the series where that's the case. But don't worry about it. I cannot wait to see what lies out there beyond that canal. There we go, and thus ends the trade quest. And thus ends the episode. I am going to get out of here. We've seen more elves and dwarves than a Lord of the Rings trilogy, and frankly, that's enough for me. In the next episode, we will go through that passage and go out west and see what is there in the world beyond. We will start the next episode in Cornelia because there's one important thing I need to do there. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and don't do anything I wouldn't do. Bye-bye!